Alright guys, welcome back. Next big project on the Mustang. I got something coming up for you here. Been noticing a problem happening a little bit lately here. It's been getting worse and worse. I'm kind of neglecting it. So ordered some stuff. And we're going to get to cutting and doing some more fabricating here. One thing I wanted to do last time I had it apart, obviously I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. I don't know if I even mentioned that, but one thing would have been the tube front end. So I'm going to be cutting the whole front end off from the shock tower forward. So I don't know if you can see here, how well you can see. Got a crack here, and on this side over here, been splitting, cracking all the way down. So it's not super structural. It is kind of structural, but basically just holds the front end of the car on. Doesn't affect the car as far as handling wise and everything. Maybe a little bit of rigidity, I guess, but nonetheless, that's all going to have to come off. Hopefully doing that here soon. I got the Tock Solid Motorsports kit. I noticed on YouTube there's a lot of, when you looked at the two front end kits on the Mustangs, if you just look that up generically, almost all of them are the Team Z. I have nothing against them. It's probably a really nice kit. The only reason I went with the Tock Solid instead of theirs or any other one, I like the placement of the front bar here. It's very close to this. So the brackets and everything I have to make for the original hinge, since I'm going to be using stock style hinge, is not going to be that much. That's my main reason on that one. Team Z, I think, was a little bit further back here, which I didn't want, large ass fucking deal for that. So that's the main reason why for that. I got a new header panel coming for all the headlights to mount onto. Some of my adjusters have been busted since the day I've owned this thing. So I've needed that for a while. So I got that coming. I'll be doing that as well. Maybe something with the front bumper here too, other than just the regular LX bottom end. I was kind of thinking of the Celine kit, the Celine bumper cover piece down the bottom, but I don't like that over $300 price for just that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so eventually, base head cut off at the front of the fucking strut towers. All this is going to be tube up front. Same thing with down there. Tock Solid, another reason I went with them is they offer, with theirs that I saw, I didn't look too much into the other ones as well, but I just happened to see that for theirs from Googling it. They do offer, and I bought the sway bar mounts as well that go right onto their kit. So that was a positive for me. I know a lot of guys are drag racing, they probably don't care about the sway bars. This is still a street car and a handling car, so I do very much care about the front sway bar. I will be utilizing that. So two front end, maybe straight tubes here, the hoops coming down here, one here, radiator bottom loop. Have to basically remount everything again, which is fine, because I would like to go back and redo it anyway. I don't like how some of the stuff is. You guys probably can't see it in the videos or in pictures and whatever, all that shit, but nonetheless, there's a lot of stuff that it works. I just don't like it, and I would like to redo it. The two front ends do clear up a lot of room up front, so it'll give me basically endless space to make mounts and mount everything, which is a positive for what I want to do. Possibly sell it by the time I'm all done. We'll see. I was also looking at maybe ordering some actual wheels for this thing. Something made for the car. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I ain't got that far yet. We gotta do the front end first. What else was there? I'm debating, maybe anybody watching the video, I was debating if I should stand the radiator back up or keep it slanted. I know everybody likes it slanted. On these hot ass days, if I've been beating on it and I come to a stop or I get stuck in traffic, the temperature kind of wants to climb a bit. It doesn't like to come back down. If I start cruising again, it'll maintain, but it really likes to climb up and up. It's a good thing I'm not too far from my house to work, but that's been a major thing. I guess one factor could be that it's got an automatic transmission now instead of a manual. My tuner was saying that's an easy, 15 degrees at least. So So that's very possible. Maybe I just need better ducting. I was thinking about buying better fans. I got the twin Mishimotos down in there. I have to look up what they were again, but I found two that were supposed to be basically double the fucking CFM. So I might do that while I'm doing all this, especially if I keep the radiators flat. If I stand them up, I might see how those do. Hopefully then too, we'll see about maybe making, you know, the front bumper sort of a quicker disconnect come off, just for ease of access of, you know, the front of the radiator. Really can't get to it because it's in front of the bumper up there, or at least the front lip. Maybe make that like some kind of a quick detachable, sturdy mounted piece. I don't know, we'll see. I have a lot of ideas going on, obviously. That'd be when it comes to tube mounting, it's kind of like race car stuff, so I think race car wise running that stuff, right? Quick disconnect is cool, especially when you take it off, work on it. You don't need to take off, you know, I forget how many's in here, like 5 screws on the side over here. I've got a couple screws holding the fucking thing on. If I want to take I can take the lip off with the splitter off with the bumper, or I gotta undo all the fucking bolts across the front. Same thing on the other side, so it'd be nice if I could just do that quickly. That's kind of in my spectrum of what I'm going to be doing with this thing here, this next bit with the tube front end. Just remounting everything, maybe make some kind of wheel wells to sort of keep the turbulence and stuff from being up in here, and actually use these fender vents to kick it out of there. Did buy a new hood, so no more of the, now you probably can't see in the videos, but it was all fucking pitted and I guess bubbly, you'd say. It was just, paint was separating from the hood. There was a dent in the front, very front, and there was a dent on top of the hinge, and that one's a pain, just where it's at. It'll never straighten out properly. So I got a new hood, tube front end, keeping the sway bar. That's the main things for now. Another idea I had, you guys let me know in the comments. I think I should keep the blower. I was thinking about just doing stacks, NA velocity stacks was an option. Maybe keep some of the heat down as well, but it's just fucking cool as it is. Blower's cool, I get it, everything's cool. But you can only have one thing on per vehicle. Blower can always go on the fucking truck. That is a 6.2 in there, bolt right on. I wouldn't need the adapter plates. Oh man, what you guys think in the comments. This is coming up. I'll get a video when I get to the shop in the morning of the tube front end. It's a really nice kit, already basically pre-sized and everything, which is really nice. Pre-welded for most part. As far as when you cut this off, you know, you end up with a box size piece, and supposedly it essentially fits right in. There's some modifying to do and stuff, but it's two shapes, supposed to go right in. It's a lot of prep work, but if you do all the prep work, it should go in nice and smooth, real easy, and be right. And that's what we want to do. So make sure you do all your prep work right. That's what we're going to do. I'll make videos of everything. They made a very good video of their own, the Tock Solid Motorsports one. I watched this 3-part deal. Really good video. A couple things that I would do a little bit differently that I'll go over. Nothing against those guys. You know, it just seems obviously they're very much used to building race cars. The video kind of showed, so I'll just go over some things. A lot of you guys maybe want to keep the cars nicer and this and that. But again, no disrespect to those guys. They do a really good job. Obviously, one guy welds it up. Fucking welds look fantastic. They're probably better than mine, so can't bitch. And I got to make sure I weld everything else just as nice. Just try to fucking keep up. So. Not obviously 2 different people welded it, so dude fucking cut my work out for me. And let me know in the comments what you guys think, especially on the blower versus stacks. The radiator, should I leave it laying down? Should I stand it up? Any other suggestions or anything else? Comments, call me an asshole, whatever it is. Open to hear for it. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna go to the shop in the morning, get some video again of the tube front kit. So I'll see you there. All right, we're at the shop. Next day, like I said, we'll go over the tubes. Everything is pre-notched, mostly two size. Obviously, you can change a few things here and there, you know, widen, whatever kind of deal. But for most part, it's ready to go. A lot of your prep and setup will determine that this stuff all fits correctly. So, like I said, that's the most important part. Make sure you get everything done. That fits like inside the frame rails. That's the upper hoop. So, I mean, that's fucking pretty dead nuts. Like I said, he's got some nice fucking welds on there. So, I gotta make sure I do my best job so it doesn't look like some fucking crackhead came behind him and welded it into the car. But both sides. Tells you all the angles and everything on the video where those need to be at so that it all fits correctly. I didn't pull it over here because I got fender tabs, radiator mounts, all that good stuff. End caps for the end pieces, the lower frame rails. As you can see there, more plates fit right inside the frame rails that you cut off. Again, more fantastic looking fucking welds. As your upper core support. They do say it might need a little bit of grinding on this depending on how it all is. Your car is different, every car is different. They are fucking 30-ish year old cars by now. And this is the added extra front support bar. You don't have to get this if you don't need it or don't want it. I got it just for some rigidity, and if I decide to mount the radiator down again, that's gonna be my mount right there. I'll go off of that. Overall, it's a pretty decent kit. You can order extra like I did. These sway bar mounts, or anti-roll bar, proper term. They don't really prevent any fucking sway. If you got sway, you got something seriously wrong, like some bushes gone or some shit. So these will mount under your lower frame bars just like normal. They have rear plates to help box in the back side. It comes with these stiffeners. Some of the pictures you see on the website have them. These are going to be making to size because who knows, but they're going to go on the inner. This is here. So we're going to assume that's the passenger side. The right side is on the inside if you look in your engine bay. So the tube's going to be down there, and it's probably going to run across bar right here. So they have you grind and kind of notch it sort of for that bar, so it ties into that, but then it also ties into the top bar. That gives you a lot of support. So it comes with those, this, all your mounting hardware. You can throw that on the ground if you want. Fancy little fucking stickers. You know, everybody loves stickers. This is, I believe it was like $130 extras. If you know me, I like to make my own shit. The more I started looking at this, man, it's fucking laser cut, perfect precision. I ain't gotta fucking worry about fucking 4 times in the hole saw, cutting it out to size, bending it fucking perfect, making sure it's all fucking straight. Honestly, $130, I'd spend at least half that minimum by the time I bought all this fucking metal for it. So, you know, all the added fucking shaped and everything is not even worth the fucking time, especially you know, our shop, we're, I forget, 110, 120 an hour or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's an hour's worth of work plus materials. It ain't even fucking worth the time. Not that I'm paying my shop hourly rate, but that's kind of how I see it these days. It's prefab. They have it fucking down to a science. It's a laser cut. It goes right in. Bent perfect, notched perfect. So fuck it. Sometimes it's the ease of not having to do some things like that. I don't need an extra fucking 5 hours worth of work. It's not worth $130 to me. So probably not to you either. Nice ass kit. So that's gonna be going in here pretty soon.